This episode of Deer Season 21 is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
In one of the previous episodes, the Kansas and Texas adventure with Jerry Hale and myself, I mentioned we had a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. Well, here we go. It is gun season in Iowa, and this has become an annual event. I have two major deer camps each year. The first one exists in Missouri during the Missouri rifle season, and then that next holiday really occurs there in the great state of Iowa. And traditionally, it's Terry, Gary, and Taylor. And we have had so much success with those three the last few years. We've killed some giants. We've had years where we killed all three on the same night. I think we did that last fall, actually. And we were hoping for similar luck this year. But first, everybody gets into camp, and it's always a blast. Everybody's seeing each other for the first time in quite a while.
Arrived.
Somebody didn't ring that breakfast bell?
We're glad we just got here, because we didn't park anywhere else for it.
How you doing, buddy? I'm Mark. Rob.
You know, this year, with the weather we've been dealt, I mean, I can only think of a few days, a handful of days where the daytime high was below the average high for that period. So looking at DeerCast across the 9 days of second gun season, I noticed two windows of opportunity, the first few days and then the last few days, and everything in between was quite warm. And I really felt like the movement was probably going to follow those temperatures, and I also looked at clouds and barometric pressure and everything else. So it allowed me to lay out in the 10-day forecast exactly when I thought it was going to be best and where everybody would go. I knew one thing. I was going to have to check my Reconyx cameras and make sure that we didn't miss any opportunities on the front end, because no doubt about it, the best front of the week was at the start of the week. All right, so with limited cold air, one of the things that I wanted to do was actually start hunting mornings. If you look at our tactics for 13, we're generally afternoon only this time of the year. However, when you're limited on how much cold air you're going to get over a period of 9 days, I wanted to take advantage of every cold breath we could. Everybody's headed out this morning in full force, looking to start the Iowa second gun.
Well, we're going to try a little different approach this morning. This is a huge tillable field, and we got a Reconyx picture of a really big mature 8 back here a couple days ago, and then he was out here again last night. So Gary and Perry are going to go in here to a hawk blind on the north edge of this tillable field, surrounded by big timber, and we've had some amazing sits here, perhaps the best sits of the year. Perry, I don't know if you'd agree with that, but it's been awesome.
Some of the best, yeah.
Some of the best. So we're going to go back in here and see if we can't get it done for Brother Gary.
It's funny just sitting out here, thinking back about the old bingo hat here. Literally a decade. First deer I killed was December 18th, 2010. And now it's every year for 10 years. I've been blessed enough. So today's December 11th. Last year I killed on the 12th. So we'll see, but there's a decade of whitetail hunting just with Mark and Perry and Wade and Taylor and Brother Terry. It's been awesome. I remember every single hunt too. Every single hunt. Really cool.
Well, we got in here rather uneventful. We came in the cover of darkness, obviously. There were deer on the biologic patch when we got here. It looks pretty good. It's a beautiful, beautiful biologic field. You can see where the frost has started to wilt it just a little bit, takes that starch, turns it to sugars, and it becomes highly palatable this time of year. So we can see that they've been in it and feeding on it pretty heavily. The weather was rather inclement, but it's supposed to clear out throughout the day, and I think the winds are supposed to subside just a little bit. So we're feeling good about it. So what he's doing, he's walking down in there. We better stay here. They might make a little drive for us. You know?
Well, movement was decent. But as is so often the case, we should live by the tactics. We really didn't see anything mature on their feet this first morning. We saw a few deer. We didn't see any target deer, but that's okay. Back to camp, more fun ahead of us, and we were going to be ready for the afternoon adventure.
Hi, my name is Jackson from Northwest Indiana. I love DeerCast because it told me it was going to be a very good afternoon, and it was very good because I ended up shooting the biggest buck of my life. I'll continue on using it.
So it can be a bit of a challenge for myself, Wade, Perry, everybody. We're strategizing on where do you go? We have a wind direction. Do we have 3 great spots where we feel like there's target bucks there? And indeed we did. And you don't have that luck, or that doesn't happen by luck. You do it by planning. And all of our planning revolves around, throughout the entire season, what type of MRI we're looking at. And by MRI, I'm talking about most recent information. Most recent information comes in a variety of different ways, whether you see the deer, hear from somebody else they saw the deer. But for us, it's all about those Reconyx cameras. Some of our Reconyx are cells, to where we're getting reports day in and day out, but oftentimes you might be limited without a cell service, so we have a normal hyperfire in place. Well, a couple days ahead of the season, myself and Perry went around and we checked some cameras that we had positioned in preparation for second gun season. So we had pulled them off of scrapes where we'd had them the previous month and a half, and we put them on access trails, time-elapse video, looking at big open areas, go in and look at the time-elapses, who's coming out. So you can actually sit there and watch a field through the lens of the Reconyx in time-elapse, and also the cell report. So it really comes down to the MRI you're getting from your cameras. And for me, it's a big switch going into this time of the year, because bucks might hit scrapes a little bit, but that's really minimized. You're really talking about access trails and time-elapses. Those are the things that I key in on when I'm getting into the gun season. It really does help you stay ahead of what you're trying to do and understand what bucks are coming where. We felt like we had a good plan in place. We were going to let those Reconyx cameras roll, and we were going to go out and see if it worked. Gary's going in after a 6.5-year-old 8. He's a giant that we've got pictures of the last few years, and we've got great Reconyx pictures of him coming out of a TSI area that we had created on this little bitty block of timber. It's maybe 25, 30 acres of cover. We have a bean field and a radish field right there. Going into the muddy blind, west wind's in his face. Hopefully this buck does what the Reconyx cameras have been showing, in that he's been daylighting. If he does, Gary's going to be ready.
This 350 ledge up into place. We are ready. Tactic cams are ready. Loophole ready. Winchester 350 legend ready. And so are we. Game on.
Terry, he's going to Big Green. And once again, the Reconyx cameras show lots of bucks, lots of racks, and we gave him a hit list of 2 or 3 different mature bucks. Hopefully he can have luck. As for myself and Taylor, we're going there right there at the house, and we're going to see if we can run into one of 2 big target bucks.
Talk about a pretty sight. It's a beautiful bluebird day here in Iowa, and it's day 1 of Iowa gun season, and we just came out to head to the blind, and we look up and there's 2 eagles flying and the moon's out. Pretty cool to see that. Let's go, Mom.
We're excited to be here. This first time I've ever been on this farm was this morning, and we moved to another section. It's not that big. It's a small farm, but that being said, it is as groovy gets. I love these cedars in here, and big bucks love these cedars as well. This is a really neat spot. So Mark, Barry, Wade, they've got it all set up. They're kind of spoon feeding us. So they said there's a lot of racks in here. We're going to be real careful and look for something mature. But the weather conditions are pretty doggone good this afternoon. First high pressure day we've had with some cool temps in a while. So pretty excited to be sitting here. It's galing today. The winds are still gusting. It's supposed to subside and the winds are supposed to diminish. So we're hoping that by the time the evening gets here that the winds are going to lay a little bit. The moon is rising early in the afternoon, so we've seen a good bit of early afternoon movement. So Taylor and Mark are in a blind, Gary and Perry are in a blind, and Forrest and I are in a blind obviously here. So DeerCast has got a good predictor today, so hopefully we'll see something.
As soon as that wind died down, we got deer starting to come into the food, so we're going to sit tight. It just got perfect.
Pretty good buck. How old's that deer? That's a real good buck.
He's 4. That's that short tine 10-pointer.
Man, he's nice. Getting his picture taken right now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got a nice young deer here, young deer over there, and then we got a beautiful 4-year-old that just popped out. Big wide deer, short tines, but he's pretty, he's impressive. Give him another year or two, he's gonna be something really nice.
There's a buck. Yeah. That is. Big wide 8. That's him. Yep, that is the buck. That's him. Another buck behind him. Yep, a younger deer. Only doe he got me where he is. This is front one.
As soon as he gets broadside.
Kill him when he gets broadside.
Whenever he's broadside, I'm good. You just let me know when you're going to.
I will. Y'all ready?
Yep.
John, sir. Come on. Come on. Can you believe it? It worked. Holy crap. I can't believe we got it done before this warm front game. Perfect. And the Winchester 350 Legend did its job. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Iowa. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Perry. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Congrats, buddy.
Thanks, man. Freaking awesome.
That's a hammer.
Big 6-year-old.
Shot him at 30 yards. I mean, he came in here and read it, buddy. He read it.
So I think one of the game-changing things that have occurred for us that have changed the way we hunt over the last 5-6 years are the muddy blinds, whether it be the Bull XL, the Penthouse, any of them. If you look at how they're constructed, you look at the walls, you look at the windows, you look at the way the roof fits, they're built to last a lifetime. So it's incredible how many times we've been able to fool a deer's nose. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to something that changed the game for us. These particular blinds have changed the game for us. We used to build what we called scent-proof blinds. Anymore, the muddy handles that for us. And I think anybody that hasn't sat in a blind and tried that really doesn't understand how many deer they're not seeing. You know, and second to scent is overall noise. With the insulation in the walls and the roof, they really don't hear you on the inside either. Now, of course, we're trying to be quiet, but if you do drop a rangefinder or you do make a little bump, generally, those deer do not hear you, especially if there's any wind speed outside. And if you need to move one, you can put skids on the bottom of the blind, or if you need to pick it up and move it with a tractor, you can do that so you're not stuck to one individual place. They're pretty easy to move, and we're very mobile with them, and when we need to attack, we move it and put it where we need it. You know, blinds aren't for everyone. A lot of guys want to stick to the tree stands, which is okay. They've got those too. But if you want more information on the blinds or you're curious about them at all, go to gomuddy.com and check out all the specs. Pretty cool.
$2 comes out that way.
They're both young.
Yeah, I think so. Pretty good buck, actually. Coming out of the pretty good. I think that's one of our shooters. He's in the back corner. He's just to the left of that big bushy cedar over them 3 other bucks.
Oh, there he is, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's mature, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get out of here.
We'll give him a try there, Bars.
Okay.
Okay.
He's quartering to a little bit right now.
I'll wait till he turns broad.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
good about it. That one we'll have to look at again and see what it looks like, but I felt pretty good. I had a really good solid rest there. Shooting the nitro fire with the bleed bullet. So we'll say a little prayer. Hopefully it worked out for us. That was a pretty good poke there, but I felt real solid. So we'll go take a look, see if we can find some blood. Say a little prayer. Hopefully we got him. Nice deer too. Even the coyotes are cheering. Yeah, 350 Legend did it again.
Had a great night tonight here, December 11th, great state of Iowa. Hunt with Marcus, Perry, Josh. Man, what just an awesome, unbelievable night. We got these cold temperatures. We got a big warm front coming, so we're gonna try to get it done. Drove through a tornado last night, hailstorm, all that to get here today. And good Lord bless us with this giant whitetail. He comes in with another buck and stayed down here in these beans at 100-some yards. We had about 10 minutes of shooting light left. He finally gave us the opportunity, and that Winchester 350 Legend absolutely put him in the dirt. And I can just so blessed and happy and fortunate to be sitting behind this. So Marcus, thank you boys. What an awesome, awesome night. December 11th in the great state of Iowa.
Oh, what a night.
Yeah. Give me that.
I'm just collecting all my gear here. We gave him a little bit of time. Unfortunately, the smoke covered the viewfinder, or covered our view, our field of vision. I felt real good about the rest, real good about the lean. It was a poke. It was out there a little ways with that muzzle loader. I'm shooting the nitro fire with the beautiful little fire stick and the bleed bullet. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we'll have a little bit of luck. Look at that. Oh, we got one speck up high. And there, right here, that spot.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
Look, right here. Oh, look at that. Heck yeah. Well, here I sit behind this beautiful mature whitetail. You know, this is a deer that Brother Mark told us about. He said if you get an opportunity, well, I'd go ahead and take it. And just worked out fantastic. This is one of those evenings we sat on a beautiful lush biologic field that's you know, it's had some frost, so it started to lay over just a little bit, but boy, they're hitting it. And we saw a number of different bucks. I want to say maybe to the tune of 12 to 15 different bucks, and we had one 4-year-old that just put on a tremendous show, a deer with a lot of potential. So he's one I'm sure they're going to be looking at in years to come. But it was a lot of fun, great evening, and from what I gather, I think Gary Levox might have had some luck. We'll have to get back and see just exactly what happened this evening there in camp. So couldn't be happier. This was a lot of fun, great evening.
Woo! Yes, sir.
How about it, buddy?
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that horse. Let's look at that horse. How many yards?
Like 320
Whatever.
centimeters.
Did he come to the green?
30 yards.
Heck yes.
It was awesome.
That's awesome,
That
man.
is amazing.
Look at the head on that rascal.
Oh yeah.
Freaking giant.
Ran, died right below that little brush pile.
On film.
How
Yeah,
much do we love it, boys?
we love
It
it.
just couldn't have got any better.
Where's Big Garrett? Oh, here he comes. Look at him.
Oh, that's Mark.
Oh, that's Mark. Well, they look alike.
They look the same. Congrats! Give you hugs.
How about it? Congratulations, brother.
Well, oops, we did it again.
Like it's built to fit that trailer.
We packaged him pretty tight.
Yeah, big time.
Beautiful.
Heck yeah, congratulations. Big old. All right, first bingo comes in, we are so excited, and then just after that, that second shot is fired. So that's 2 bucks down opening night. Taylor and I had a great sit as well. We just didn't see our target buck, and ended up being a fantastic time.
This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by Tacticam. Share your hunt.
All right, 2 different bucks down. We're going to continue to look at the Reconyx information, and Taylor and I have got a chance now to bounce around on a variety of different farms. The weather's going to be tough, but we're going to be out there doing our best to run into a target animal.
This evening we're going after a really, really beautiful stud 9-point on 50 acres that we have new this year.
And DeerCast
Says great.
Whoop,
Yeah.
out of focus, but DeerCast says great.
We went from bad to great, so hopefully that means it's about to get interesting.
Or is that a shed bug? Almost looks like he had shed his antler. Decent buck coming out that's all broke up. Nice deer. See? Yeah, look how big his bases are. See?
That's the 4-year-old that came from our right.
No, we ain't seen this deer before.
See?
He's 5 or 6 day.
We just had a crazy night. I mean, DeerCast is spot on. Like, we have seen so many deer tonight. A lot of buck action. I thought I saw a quick glimpse of the deer that went to bed in here this morning. I mean, I was over here trying to get a better look at him, just never could. Then our field cleared from a tractor. And now we just had a buck that we hadn't seen run in and then run back into the timber after does. I mean, just a crazy evening, a great evening.
Everybody shoots their bow every day, or many days as they're going out to hunt. Taylor wants to shoot every 2 or 3 days with the 350 Legend, and I don't blame her. It's cold, east wind. First cold east wind of the season that I can recall. Let's do it.
And another, and another.
They're on the move. We have seen, I don't know, probably eight deer already, and it's early. So hopefully this is just a good sign and it continues like this.
Yeah, we're in the woods. Did you call by mistake?
Okay.
Did you-
This is deer.
Did you call by mistake?
Yeah, I did. Marty's calling me back.
Well, maybe this is the good luck we need.
Yeah, we need your good luck wishes, Grandma.
I want to hear a bingo.
Okay. We'll give you bingo if we can.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
Did not mean to call you.
She goes, did I call you? Love you too, Mom. So, we had a great week. If you look at this montage, you'll see all the different encounters we had. The best 2 encounters that I can remember, one happened, I think, on the second cold front. Big 9-point, comes out nudging a doe, and that quickly he's back in the brush. Great footage, but no opportunity for a shot, and he really wasn't the main target we were after. And then the last night, it came down to a mature walking right past us. And I saw him coming, and I said, there's a big mature buck. He wasn't one of the targets, so I was anxious to see on the last day whether she would lower her standards and possibly take this deer.
See,
It ain't over.
Well, yeah, maybe.
It ain't over yet.
Well, there you go. She held out. She stuck to her guns. She was waiting for one of those targets, and that buck lives another day. But all in all, a great week in camp. Just love having Gary and Terry and Taylor out there hunting and doing what we love so much. Deer season 21's rolling on, and can't wait for you to see the next episode. And yes, there are more on the way. We're getting ready to start the late season here, and we got a few target bucks that may just be in trouble, at least we hope. So we appreciate everyone watching Deer Season 21 and joining us in Deer Camp, and get ready because there's more episodes coming.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow experts.